see. But I think that's going on in the mind of Luciano Spalletti. He sees the accolades and the praise. He's had a rough relationship with Totti. I'm sure we'll get into that as the match progresses, but there's no doubt that Totti is definitely the king of Rome.
There is some speculation about the future of Luciano Spalletti. And there's still questions about the future of Daniele De Rossi, who is out of contract at the end of this season. The man who captains Roma today. And that man wears the captain's armband on his heart, Francescototti. The head official for this one is one of the best in Serie, Paolo Tagliavento. The Liberatore and Alessandro Cicero will run the lines. Giorgio Peretti, the fourth official, and a couple of Serie referees behind each goal. Tagliavento, 13 years on from his Serie A debut. He officiated the Coppa Italia final earlier this month at this very stadium.
A good look at those kits of Rome, and it's very clean, very smooth. I gotta say, Roma have one of the best kits in world football. A couple of weeks ago, I believe it was against Lazio, the SPQR in the front looked so good.
There's Ferrero, the captain of Sampdoria, and a self-professed Roma fan. He's the only president in Serie A who has said, hey, if Totti wants to continue playing at the Marassi, they'd be happy to have him. That's unlikely, to say the least. There's a Sampdoria-Napoli kicking off simultaneously to Roma-Genoa. Napoli 1 point back of Roma. As at the Stadio Olimpico, they observe a moment of silence for the victims of the Manchester attack. Just about ready for kickoff. Final checks from Paolo Tagliavento. Judic had to wait until the penultimate round of the season to save Genoa from relegation this time out. They left it late, felt relatively comfortable at the midpoint of the season, comfortable enough to sell off Tomas Rincon, an influential central midfielder to Juventus and Juve, clinching the Scudetto last week with their win over Crotone. Roma a win, and they are into the Champions League group stage.
And also on the line as well, I know it doesn't really mean anything, but Napoli coming into this round, the highest scoring team in the Serie A. They can get a couple of goals, they can secure that mark, if you will, as the highest scoring team, best attack in the Serie A. So Roma looking to score a lot of goals, maybe overtake them in that sense. Obviously doesn't mean anything in terms of the standings, but it's nice to know that you were the best attack in the Serie A. So a little bit extra to play for there.
Later today, the final relegation spot is in play as Crotone and Empoli battle it out to remain in Serie.
Crotone against Roma's Derby della Capitale rivals, Lazio, and Empoli will be on the road against Palermo.
So the ball rolls at the Stadio Olimpico for the final time this season. Roma trailed twice at Chievo last week, with a couple of goals by Stefan El Shaarawy and Momo Salah, followed by Edin Dzeko's 28th of the season, seeing the Giallorossi come away 5-3 winners. That made it 3 straight wins to stay 1 point ahead of Napoli for second place. Threaded through by El Shaarawy, dealt with by the Genoa defense. Genoa secured that top flight status last week with that 2-1 win over Torino. Goals by Luca Rigoni and Giovanni Simeone, both absent today. That made it 2 wins from 3 to stave off relegation. And they are depleted by injuries as well, this Genoa side. They're trying to play the spoiler to Roma's Champions League hopes.
Yeah, it'll be on Isaac Coffey and Miguel Veloso, the Ghanaian and the Portuguese player, in the midfield to try and slow down. I know it's almost impossible to do, but they will have to find a way to get back, track back defensively, and keep Mohamed Salah and Stefan El-Shaarawy at bay. And of course, Raja Nangolan as well, who just may be the best midfielder, definitely one of the top 3 midfielders in the Serie A.
So Genio Lamana, the 7-year-old goalkeeper who's filling in for Mattia Perin, whose season is over. Kofi. Rossi goes to ground, but he doesn't win it back, and it's a chance developing for Paladino. Wide for Diego Exalt, the young Uruguayan. Paladino working against Manolas. Crossed in by Exalt and plucked out of the sky by Wojciech Szczesny. What a season Szczesny has had in what could be his final season at Roma as well. He's on loan from Arsenal. Our players to watch: Edin Dzeko, 28 goals in his Serie A campaign, and Uruguay international Diego Exalt scooped into the 18 by Momo Salah. On the other side is Lamana.
And Salah was expecting El-Shaarawy to be out wide there. El-Shaarawy had made a run to that far post.
It's a brilliant ball for the teenager Pellegrini into the 18. Pellegrini against Manolas! And it's Genoa in front on his full debut. Pietro Pellegrini has his first Serie A goal. He's only played 5 minutes the entire season. It's Roma 0, Genoa 1.
Wow. All I can say is, wow, this is a brilliant pass, well-timed run by the teenager, 16 years old. Uses his body to fend off Manolas, and he scores past Szczesny. And Roma's defense definitely caught sleeping back there. And the youngster, oh, Szczesny gets him a hand onto it, but he can't keep it out. Oh, and the youngster looking to spoil what is supposed to be a celebration of Francescototti. A huge goal for Genoa, and now Roma, they're going to have to take this game very seriously now.
And a big goal for Napoli as well. As things stand, the win for Napoli would move them into second place. De Rossi. Kofi just getting in the way. And a sign that Genoa came out to play. Now, level on points, Roma and Napoli on 84. Worth mentioning, Roma do have the head-to-head tiebreak over Napoli by virtue of head-to-head goals. And so if it ends level on points, it would still benefit the Giallorossi. Pietro Pellegrini, by the way, born in the year 2001. 16 years old. He made his debut age 15 back in March, becoming the youngest debutant, tied for the youngest debutant ever in Serie A. And to put that into context, Totti was 16 years old when he debuted against Brescia back in March of 1993, which was 12 years before Pellegrini was born.
He's old enough to be Pellegrini's father, if you think about it, yeah. Well, how about this? Back-to-back weeks or back-to-back days?
Still Momo Salah. He's found El-Shaarawy, who can't quite reach it. Stefan El-Shaarawy, fresh off his 2 goals last week. And against Lazovic, leaves it for Emerson on the ground.
Oh, yesterday, Dre, we did the game of Bologna and Juventus, and the game winner was scored by a teenager born after 2000 in Moise Kean. So, get a little bit of a glimpse into the future of the Serie A between Kean and now Pellegrini.
2001, of course, the year that Pellegrini was born, the year that the Roma won the Scudetto, the only Scudetto that Totti has.
Just goes to show how much loyalty he's had to this club. Could have made moves to bigger clubs and won more trophies, but stayed in Rome, stayed where he was comfortable.
Here's Fazio.
Huge fish. It's not a small pond, but maybe not as big as maybe a Manchester United or Barca Real Madrid, but it's still a significant pond, and he's the king of that little body of water, big body of water, Rome, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's had a great career.
Dzeko. It's a brilliant ball out wide to find Rudiger. Options in the area. Intended for El-Shaarawy. It's touched away by Exalt, and it will be given as a handball against Diego Exalt. Free kick for Roma.
This is a chance for Edin Dzeko here. A big body in the area. Uses guile and experience as well to get onto the end of this service. Try to equalize quickly here for Roma.
That is a harsh handball given against Exalt, who's protecting his face. Arm is not extended away from his head.
Right.
But, didn't seem to be a call by Tagliavento. but did take the advice of his assistant referee.
One thing for sure, Serie, the technology between the officials has become much better, allowing communication to flow much better between the officials.
De Rossi's delivery swung to the back post, and it won't land in the field of play.
A lot of speculation. We mentioned De Rossi at the top of the broadcast before the match started. You know, Totti, lifelong Roma player. De Rossi, the same career trajectory. Not as long as Totti, obviously. Not as many goals, obviously, as well, but still a great Roman soldier. It would be a shame to see him not finish his career with the Giallorossi.
Kofi blasted forward to find Hiljemark. The former Palermo man has it taken away by Emerson. So it is 4 along the back for Roma, with Rudiger in that now familiar right back spot. Manolas, Fazio, and Emerson complete the back four in front of Chesney. De Rossi and Strootman, the double pivot, with Salah, Nainggolan, El Shaarawy, the 3 attacking midfielders. Edin Dzeko, the current capocannoniere, leading the line. Genoa in what looks to be a 3-4-2-1. With Lamanna in goal. Back three of Biraschi, Burdisso, and Gentiletti. Kofi and Veloso in the middle. Lazovic and Legzalt out wide. Hiljemark and Palladino providing the support for the 16-year-old Pietro Pellegrini. Nainggolan, a little casual as Kofi is wanted back for Genoa. Pellegrini, wide for Lazovic. Starko Lazovic against Emerson. Scooped into the 6th, De Rossi in the way. There's Nainggolan. Nodded forward by Strootman. Off the chest of Edin Dzeko. No wasted movement from the Bosnian. That's brilliant from Edin Dzeko as he's taken down.
Well done by Edin Dzeko. I think a lot of times you look at the goals that he scores and you say, okay, he's one of those penalty box predators, but he has shown this season that he can play in the midfield, has great control with the ball at his feet, quick feet for a big man as well. His game certainly has become more versatile since coming over to Roma.
Correction, by the way, it's not Nicolas Burdisso, but rather Ezequiel Munoz, who is in the middle, and he's the man who just committed that foul against Dzeko. Burdisso, the Genoa captain, is on the bench. This is Legzalt. That is Chesney caught in no man's land, but it's cleared away. It's an empty goal still, but off target as Chesney scrambles back. It's a very nervous start for Roma.
Yeah, Roma's defense is susceptible. They have given up some goals in the back end, allowed players to get behind them. At times, obviously, Pellegrini's goal is proof of that. It's a team that oftentimes when they don't have the ball and they're forced to defend, they've struggled a little bit throughout the season. This is a team that they have to dominate the possession here, and especially at home against a team they are favorites to beat. They cannot give up the possession, especially deep in their attacking, in their defensive third, in their defensive half.
It's very bizarre from Chesney to be caught in no man's land. He's been one of, if not the best goalkeeper, along with the likes of Buffon this season. And of course, Gigio Donnarumma. Here's Dzeko. El Shaarawy on the near side. Working against Biraschi. Emerson past Hiljemark. Emerson into the area. Forward by Dzeko! Oh. Off the post, off his chest, and it's all level for Roma. Roma 1, Genoa 1. 29 goals for the capocannonieri.
What a service in the area for Edin Dzeko. Very few teams on the planet can play football, play calcio, as well as Roma. Oh, it's Strootman's ball into the area for Dzeko. That was absolutely brilliant. Shot off the post, but you know, as a great goal scorer, he's going to follow up and be in the right position. Well done by Edin Dzeko, but that service by Kevin Strootman was fabulous. And you get the equalizer, and it's exactly what you needed. Quickly, you can't let Genoa have the lead for too long, especially as their road team. And Edin Dzeko responds as he's pushing 30 goals now this season.
And Rodolfo Volk now has company as the all-time record for goals in a single season. Back in 1931, it was Rodolfo Volk who scored 29 goals for Roma. That stands as the record, and Edin Dzeko has now equaled that with 29.
And now with that goal, and with the atmosphere at the Stadio Olimpico, I figure Edin Dzeko might want to get a couple more goals.
Not too clear of Dries Mertens for Capocannonieri. Pelotti, Icardi, Higuain, Immobile, all 20-plus goals for the first time in Serie A. 6 players past the 20-goal mark.
I think anyone who doubts the skill and the attacking prowess of teams in the Serie A, they have serious problems, because
Roma looking for more, trying to find El Shaarawy up top.
Serie A is as attacking, as wide open, and attractive football as any other league on the planet. And there's a situation here. You mentioned the 20 goals. If Dries Mertens has a good game, you could have 2 players with 30. And obviously another goal for Dzeko. So this ain't your father's Serie A. No catenaccio here. This is a modern, exciting, fast-paced, high-scoring league.
Here's Hiljemark working against Emerson. It's won by Hiljemark. Pellegrini makes the run. Emerson is down, and it's blasted over by the Paladino.
And that's where Emerson was holding his knee, his thigh area, right above the left knee.
Have a look here. It's when he plants. That's not a good look.
Oh, yeah. Those non-contact injuries are usually the most serious, unfortunately.
I don't want to speculate on the extent of it, but he does look to be in some discomfort. Here's another look as Dzeko takes 2 bites. And on the second, levels it for Roma.
First of all, the pass by Shrew, maybe a handball there, I don't know.
It is an historic goal for Roma. Not only does Dzeko tie the single-season mark of Rodolfo Volk that was set back in 1931, but it's also now a new club record with 87 goals, or rather 88 goals for Roma. The record was 87, set in that 1931 season.
Luciano Spalletti has done a masterful job after the team took a bit of a dip during the Rudy Garcia era. He's done a masterful job of bringing the team back, making it a more attacking side. You can see the passing, the movement has improved. The pass by Strootman over the top was fantastic, and Dzeko controlling it off his chest. Maybe a handball there. I don't think it was. Rolls off the shoulder a little bit, but it was well done by Dzeko, and gets a historic goal for Roma.
It does not look good for Emerson. It looks as though he will have to be carted off. And in a day of lasts, Mario Rui is about to come on for what could be his last appearance for Roma as well. He's on loan from Empoli with an option to make that move permanent. There's been so far no indication that it will be exercised, that clause in his contract. All the concern right now for Emerson Palmieri, who's won a spot as a regular starter under Spalletti. There's James Pallotta, the owner of Roma. They're talking about what we said. It's when he planted at that knee churned.
Right. And we mentioned that those non-contact injuries, when you plant your foot, you slide, you sometimes overextend. When he planted, and hopefully it's not anything serious for Emerson. He's had a breakout season, certainly a player that Roma are expecting big things from in the future going forward as they try to challenge for a Scudetto next season, and obviously Champions League as well. Hopefully it's not anything too serious and won't keep him out for too long.
Well, the former Santos fullback Emerson has to be carted off. He'll be replaced by Mario Rui, who's not seen a lot of playing time in Serie A since coming on loan from Empoli. This will be only his 5th appearance of the season for Mario Rui. And Spalletti forced to use an injury sub early on.
Let's see if that changes the tactic a little bit.
It should be like for like with Mario Rui lining up at the left back spot.
When we have the liberty to go forward the way Emerson can, when we stay back, maybe keep that integrity of the back line of 3 when Rudiger goes forward. So maybe Rudiger will have more freedom to go forward, and then Rui will play back, kind of maintaining the 3-man back line when Rudiger pushes forward on the right. We'll see.
Fazio with Manolas. Quarter of an hour gone, a couple of goals on the board. 3 minutes in, Pellegrini on his full debut scores his first Serie A goal. 7 minutes later, Edin Dzeko scores an historic one for Roma. Strootman. Manolas. Daniele De Rossi.
Having a hard time moving the ball through the middle here. Is Nangolan trying to carve out a little bit of space, but they're having a tough time getting it to him in an advantageous position. He finally has to come back in order to do so. Looks like he has Isaac Coffey right on his hip there before they turn the ball over.
Looks as though Pellegri's receiving some treatment on the touchline as well. This is Lazovic. Going back by Rajan Angola. De Rossi.
That's why he is so important.
Floated forward looking for Momo Salah. It's bounced in front of the Egyptian international, and Lamana to the rescue for Genoa.
Nangolan struggling to carve out a place in the attack there. Couldn't get too much of the ball, so what does he do? He tracks back, does the hard work defensively, gets a touch, and blasts the ball forward, and gains some ground for Roma to look for a second goal.
So the substitution now official in the 18th minute. Mario Rui on for Emerson. And that's the young Pellegri ready to get back in as well. Dzeko. El Shaarawy. And the slither his way across has his path impeded. Lazovic. Kofi. It's Miguel Veloso. Let's transition into attack from Genoa. Palladino. Forward for Exaltus, closed down by Rudiger. Square ball into the 6. And Chesney swung and missed. No danger up the other side as Lazovic, the last to touch it. Throw in for Roma.
As you mentioned, Dre, that was great transition football with Laxalt. Perfect service into the area. It was just waiting for one person there, either Pellegri or Hiljemark, to put it over the line into the back of the net. Tough break for Genoa.
Rajan Angola, even the quick Salah could not get there, but nearly given away by Gentiletti.
Diego Laxalt has had a lot of space to operate. Seeing some gaps down that left side, far left side, even the left middle channel for Genoa. That's the responsibility of Rudiger and even De Rossi a little bit.
Gentiletti in unfamiliar territory. Pellegri. Taken away by Rudiger. Manolas. Daniele De Rossi. Scored 7 goals in, or rather 15 goals in 7 games for the Primavera side, did Pietro Pellegri. He had made 2 substitute appearances, playing a combined 5 minutes against Torino and Chievo this season. And on his first start, his full debut, it's a Serie A goal 3 minutes in. Threaded through for Dzeko, the flag stays down, and Dzeko's denied by Lamana. Pouncing ahead of El Shaarawy.
A well-timed run by Dzeko. That Genoa backline caught sleeping. And once again, it's Strootman with the service. And Dzeko knows he should have put that one away. Well done by Lamana to get down low and keep it out. But it's Strootman once again. When you leave Strootman unmarked in those positions, he's going to find Dzeko. He's going to make the right pass.
De Rossi over the top of the defense. It's Salah into the area. Offside. Dzeko had not heard the whistle.
Mohamed Salah is right there. He's just teetering, just waiting. He's clearly offsides. But he has a definite pace advantage, definite speed advantage over anyone in that back line of Genoa. If he stays onside with the right timing pass, he's going to be one-on-one against the goalkeeper.
Mario Rui has his pocket pick, no foul. His Pellegri who's picked it up. Pietro Pellegri scooped into the area, dealt with by Rudiger. Off the head of Rajan Angola, mistimed and missing out on it was De Rossi.
I feel like Roma's patience when they build out of the back.
Through again for El Shaarawy. El Shaarawy against Lamana. One man to beat El Shaarawy!
Oh.
Just wide from Stefan El Shaarawy.
Oh my goodness, Kevin Strootman is dicing and slicing this Genoa midfield and defense. Brilliant ball again, this time for El Shaarawy. El Shaarawy with that little turn of the hips to go to his right to try to open up that far post, and he just missed it. But Kevin Strootman is having his way right now with the midfield of Genoa. Somebody is going to have to get on him and tighten up the marking on Strootman, or else he's going to assist on another goal. Brilliant work by Kevin Strootman. His passing has been superior, has been excellent so far in this match.
20 minutes gone at this Stadio Olimpico. Here's Biraski.
Roma could be up 3-1 at this point. And Strootman could have 3 assists. Hasn't worked out in terms of the last 2, but still, as long as you have the chances are there for Roma, and you know eventually they're going to finish them.
Palladino. Back to Gentiletti. Exalt finds Palladino as Rudiger commits to foul, but advantage given. It's Palladino. Physical defending from Costas Manolas. Now De Rossi. They are finding some success with that direct approach. Strootman. Troubled by Kofi.
Daniel De Rossi, very smart player, very smart passer. Just bypassing the midfield to get it over the top to Strootman or El Shaarawy or Salah or Dzeko. Kofi and Veloso are getting too far up.
Slazovic squares it across for Palladino from a long way out. Palladino a long way off.
Isaac Kofi and Miguel Veloso, they're going to have to pay more attention, be a little more vigilant in terms of their defensive responsibilities. Seems as though they're pushing a little too high, and that's leaving some space between them and that back line. Remember, Genoa's only playing with a back line of 3. So Kofi or Veloso, one of those two has to stay back and defend. Neither one of them are doing that right now, and Roma is finding those spaces in behind them.
Chested down by Pellegrini. Trying to find Hiljemark. Fazio puts out the fire. It's a throw in for Genoa.
It's a full house at Stadio Olimpico. Christian Vieri was telling us in the locker room that it was going to be a full house, something they haven't had here in a long time, outside of a Coppa Italia final, the Stadio Olimpico.
Just beyond the reach of Biraski from Lazovic, throw in for Roma. Reverse fixture was a very tight affair. Roma coming away 1-0 winners from the Marassi, courtesy of an own goal by Armando Izzo. It was Roma's 9th win in 10 matches against Genoa and the 5th in a row. They did need that own goal in order to take all 3 points. Today they found themselves trailing after 3 minutes. Here's the result. As Palladino.
It appears that with Roma, no lead is safe. Their ability to pass the ball with the finishers that they have pace out wide. They have a big target man in Edin Dzeko, very versatile in attack for the Giallorossi.
It's one of the things that Spalletti has added from his arrival, replacing Rudy Garcia. Tactical versatility.
And Italian managers are known for that gift. They have a gift, it seems. You're an Italian manager, the way to move things around, be versatile tactically.
Salah. Trying to exalt inside out. Nainggolan dispossessed. Good pressure from Genoa. He's had Kofi to win it back. This is Lazovic. Cuts inside of Mario Rui. Hiljemark. Rossi nipping at the heels, and it was last touch by Oscar Hiljemark.
And that's the value of and the brilliance of Daniele De Rossi. Mario Rui gets caught way too high. He tries to commit, win a tackle too high. Left a lot of space in the back, but Daniele De Rossi reading the play, filling in that space and doing a great work defensively.
Advantage given by Tagliavento as De Rossi appeared to be fouled by the young Pellegrini.
And those are the things that you can't measure statistically, but help you win games or plays like that. So Daniele De Rossi, so important in that midfield, just a great reader, being very smart on the pitch.
Shaarawy muscled off the ball by Biraski, but it's De Rossi who's won it back. Mario Rui. Portuguese left back swings it into the area. Lazovic clears the danger. It's a foul that rather the offside. The flag was up on the far side. Tagliavento spotting it. By a foot. Now Shaarawy just offside.
We've seen a couple of times, about 3 times already, Roma offsides. Genoa have to be careful
Off the head of Fazio. Cleaned up by Manolas. Chested down by Nainggolan. Blocked by Isak Kofi. It is a throw in for Roma.
Nainggolan, so far in this match, hasn't had too much influence. Of course, Roma fans would like to see him get more touches on the ball. Hasn't quite worked out for him in that respect, but it has opened things up for Strootman to be very dangerous and influential in the midfield for Roma.
El Shaarawy. Pressure by Biraski. This is Manolas. Now Rudiger. Mario Rui giving him space on his near side. Rui. Nainggolan. Crossed into Edin Dzeko with the back post. Plucked out of the air by Lamana.
That's the right idea. Get it to your big man. He's a tall, great target striker. Good in the air with his head. The right idea. Mario Rui was making a run as well. Had a couple of options.
Miguel Veloso. Good ball forward to find Palladino. Working against Antonio Rudiger. Palladino's dispossessed by Rudiger.
Clean tackle there. Great defense there by Antonio Rudiger.
Now Salah back the other way. Scoop to the near side for El Shaarawy. Raja Nainggolan. Fazio. It's Manolas looking to make inroads, and Dzeko seemed to give up on it then. From a Diego exalts. Back in possession for Roma without Rui.
There's a big gap in the middle there, waiting for someone to fill it. And Shaarawy tries to fill it there. Is that one that's trying to be filling that space to connect the midfield with the attack?
Dzeko working against Ezequiel Munoz. It's delivered into the opposition territory by Munoz. Foul against Edin Dzeko. Handball. Call from Tagliavento. Gentiletti. Palladino leaves it wide for Exalt. Approaching the half-hour mark at the Stadio Olimpico. Swung into the area. There's Strootman to deal with the danger. Rudiger. Rudiger, who began the season as a center back, as part of that transition from a three-man back line to a four, has kept himself on the pitch by playing as a right back.
Looks very comfortable out there at the right back position. Maybe not as skilled in the attack, but solid defensively.
Keeping out a good player like Bruno Perez.
Yeah.
He was the starting right back / wing back at the beginning of the season. Dzeko. That's a good ball for El Shaarawy if the flag stays down, and it has. It's El Shaarawy. Munoz in the way, squared in, and it's found the hands of Lamana. Not sure how much Salah knew of it, whether he was able to pull the trigger. It would have been Salah's goal. Instead, it's Lamana's save.
And Shaarawy did great work there. Staying on sides, the flag stayed down. The angle was cut off a little bit. Still managed to threaten the goal.
Palladino.
Brozovic is wide open. On the right side of the Genoa attack, they turn it over.
Poor touch by Pellegrini. It's De Rossi blasted forward, catapulted toward Edin Dzeko. It's Dzeko against the world. Dzeko against Munoz. Square ball for Raja Nainggolan, trying to reach it. Salah will chase it down.
Great delayed run there by Raja Nainggolan.
Rudiger.
Tough first half for the Belgian international, but still, just get the sense he's going to turn it around soon.
Strootman delivers, trying to find Dzeko, finding only Munoz. Got it down by Manolas. Here's Strootman. Fazio. One of the revelations of the Roma backline this season. They're still technically Spurs loanee, but they are making that a permanent transfer for just over €3 million.
As they try to make a run in the Champions League for next season, they will definitely need him. He's a big body, good in the air, defensively, disciplined as well.
And meanwhile, over at Timbarassi, still 0-0 between Sampdoria and Napoli. As things stand, Napoli would be in third place in the Champions League qualifying stage. There's Momo Salah on the wide side. Dzeko. Looking for El Shaarawy, but found the feet of Biraski. Mario Rui. He's finishing the season strong, Stefan El Shaarawy. Given the playing time and given the confidence of Spalletti, he's responded well.
Remember, he was the next big star, the next big scoring striker at Milan. Then injuries derailed his career a little bit. Spent some time in Monaco on loan. And his return to the Serie A, and it appears with Roma, starting to rebuild his career, rebuild his confidence.
There's Salah looking against L'exalt, pulled back slightly by Paladino. But no foul spotted by Tagliavento. Or his assistant.
Good defense there. If you can get away with a little bit of a foul, a little bit of physicality.
Plenty of physicality from Fazio against Hiljemark. Hiljemark solved it well. Blasted forward for the run of Lazovic. Rui scrambling back to put it out of play.
And Mario Rui, the Portuguese left back, lots of pace there. It's going to be very difficult to get around him down the right side. There have been a couple of times where Lazovic has been open, but they haven't been able to switch the ball quickly enough to get him a touch and see if he can threaten the goal.
Crossed in by Biraski, looking for Pellegrini. 6'3" at 16 years old. Salah.
By the time he's
a challenge from L'exalt.
By the time he's done growing.
El Shaarawy flying past Biraski. Squared for Strootman. Led by Kofi. Strootman insisting. Veloso gets it away. Hiljemark wide for Lazovic.
That ball he wanted to squeeze in between two players for Nangolan. All Nangolan had to do was turn and fire if that ball had reached him. You know, Nangolan can score from long range outside the penalty box. Tough break there for Roma.
Rudiger to restart. Fazio. Manolas. Get off by it. Edin Dzeko's done well. Strootman finds El Shaarawy. Dzeko looking for a second. Denied by Lamana. The flag had stayed down. No, the flag did go up on the far side, but late.
Another brilliant touch there by Kevin Strootman. Unfortunately for Roma, Dzeko is offsides. It's clear. But Strootman's vision has been fantastic in this match, squeezing it through a couple of players. And unfortunately for Dzeko and Roma, he was offsides. But Kevin Strootman has been putting on a show. He's putting on a passing display for Roma in this first half.
Here's some space for L'exalt on the far side. L'exalt against Rudiger. Through ball intended for Pellegrini. L'exalt fending off the challenge from Salah, poked away by the Egyptian international. And now Nangolan out the other side. De Rossi. Dzeko. He's in the mood today, Edin Dzeko. Here's El Shaarawy against Biraski. El Shaarawy on his right. El Shaarawy tried to go near post. Lamana has it covered.
Well done by Stefan El Shaarawy. One-on-one, Davide Biraski cannot contain El Shaarawy. The best Biraski can do is kind of force him out wide and then play the cutback. But Stefan El Shaarawy, with a little more space, I think he would have been able to get around Biraski, and then Lamana would have been in serious trouble.
L'exalt. Ezequiel Munoz.
And we're not seeing an aggressive man marking by Roma, especially in the midfield. Not really their style to press that aggressively. They're used to having so much more possession than everyone else.
Well, it is very much Raja Nangolan's style. It's the reason that one of Spalletti's first tactical wrinkles was to reverse the roles, if you would, of Pjanic and Nangolan. Brought Pjanic further or deeper into more of a regista role, a deep line playmaker, while Nangolan was moved forward to press the opposition's defenders. Here's Hiljemark. Pellegrini running into the area, just beyond the reach of the teenager.
Good move there by Oscar Hiljemark. Wide open match here between these two.
Dzeko dispossessed. Picked up by Hiljemark. Near side, Lazovic. Thinking against Mario Rui. Lazovic outside of his right boot, and it's a little wide of the back post.
It's a good move by Lazovic, but I think it would have been better served for him to bend it with his left foot there, try to side net far post for Genoa.
Rudiger stands into L'exalt. No foul from Tagliavento. Scooped into the area, but straight to the arms of Lamana.
Roma, for sure, this is a team that has a lot of pace all over the pitch. You talk about Nangolan in the middle, Al-Sharawi on the left, Salah on the right, Rudiger from the right back position is great burst of pace as well. This is a fast team that Luciano Spalletti has managed here. And they deserve a couple of more goals here in this first half.
Here's Strobel. Fazio. Dzeko. De Rossi bumped from behind. And Tagliavento awards a free kick for Roma.
How about Dzeko dropping back in deep in the midfield?
Meanwhile, back at the Marassi, it's Napoli who have taken a 1-0 lead. Take a look at this ball from Lorenzo Insigne. Dries Mertens pouncing.
Oh.
And for Mertens, goal number 28, and he climbs right back to within one of capocannoniere Dzeko.
He's having a fabulous season as well, and you have to give credit to Maurizio Sarri. Look what he does as strikers. Their goal-scoring output just doubles. It just is massively improved when they play. Last year we saw Gonzalo Higuain get 36 goals. Well, before then he had never gone over 20 in Serie A play, and now Dries Mertens with a career-high 28 goals. The system Napoli plays and the players adjust to it. It's fantastic. It's brilliant, and Dries Mertens is certainly now putting more pressure on Dzeko for that capocannoniere.
Here's Lazovic. And Veloso blasted forward. It's Hilliamar who's chasing it down. Manolas unable to get there. Accidental contact. In the view of Tagliavento.
Hilliamar was thinking that Manolas brought him down, pulled him down. This looked like incidental contact, if you will.
Soft touch from Dzeko, but Higuain gets it away. And so Napoli climbing ahead of Roma by a point. Given these results, again, Roma with a win would move right back into second place. And if you're wondering why it's so important, whether you finish second or third, the Champions League group stage versus the Champions League qualifying spot, you look back over the last 7 seasons, and the Italian sides that had to go via the play-in spot, only one of the 7 actually advanced. That was Milan back in 2013, 2014. Back to look no further than Roma, who crashed out against Porto earlier this season. Settled by Nangolan.
This playoff spot, you can run up against some very good teams. You're talking about Porto, Villarreal, Monaco, teams like that. I know Monaco, the Liga champions, but a couple seasons ago they were in the playoffs, so you want to go right into the group stage.
Second chance for Strootman, squared in for Dzeko, and he could not redirect it on goal. And he's arguing he was held by Gentiletti.
Regardless of whether he was held or not, it's a brilliant service. It's perfect for Dzeko to put this in. Yeah, there is a foul there. You can see both hands on the shoulders. Definitely a foul. It should be a penalty. Dzeko has to be strong enough and still put it away anyway.
That's a dead-on penalty, though. Absolutely. He's being pulled back. Dzeko as he's trying to get on the end of it. And it doesn't get much clearer than that. Santiago Gentiletti getting away with one.
That's a American football rugby tackle by Gentiletti.
Might get flagged for a horse collar tackle.
Yeah.
In the NFL. Here's Dzeko trying to bend it in, a little too fine a touch. And Lamana gathers comfortably.
Roma is starting to open up this Genoa defense. Dzeko was brought down in the area there. Smart run. Just a couple of seconds earlier, and then this opportunity here. He had a little more time, a little more space to make a better play on goal, but still, as Christian Vieri said before, the great goal scorers, they just need chances. You give them the chances, and the goals will fall.
Palladino. Crossed into the back post off the head of Lazovic and out for a Chesney goal kick. So just going back to that Champions League qualifying spot. This season, Roma losing 4-1 on aggregate to Porto, despite getting a 1-1 draw in the first leg in Portugal. Season before, Lazio crashing out against Bayer Leverkusen. Before that, Napoli against Athletic Club. Milan were successful against PSV and advanced to the round of 16 eventually before losing out to eventual runners-up Atletico. Now scooped into the area for Salah. Dzeko in the middle. Salah's cross is blocked by Lexalt. Edin Dzeko. Leaves it for Nainggolan. Deflected on its way through. Last touched by Miguel Veloso. And a corner kick for Roma. You look at before Milan, the three other Italian teams. Udinese twice, crashing out against Braga and Arsenal. While Sampdoria lost out 5-4 against Werder Bremen. So it has not been a successful route to the Champions League group stage for Italy.
And look at the teams that they played. We're talking about England, Spain, Germany, the Netherlands.
Here's Nainggolan. Iraski dealt with the danger. Mark trying to start the counter. El Shaarawy. And that effort blocked. Manolas taking the ground, and this will be a free kick for Roma. Gentiletti, who's fouled Manolas.
Mention those teams. You're not talking about the champion of Cyprus or Lithuania. You're talking about very good teams in the Big Five league. So you want to get directly into the group stage.
Just have to look at the foul. Once again, it's Gentiletti who catches Manolas in the calf. Same player who just got away with the foul on Edin Dzeko inside of the area.
Free kick opportunity here. Figure that whoever's going to take this is going to go directly on goal. Right-footed shot, could kind of bend it into that, squeeze it into the near post.
This man waiting for his turn.
He knows exactly what to do. If he was on the pitch and this was a situation, Totti would know exactly where he's going. Probably studying the goalkeeper plenty of times, know what his tendencies are.
5 on the wall for Lamana. It's either Mario Rui or De Rossi. It's Rui, and it's straight into the wall.
Rui showing a lot of confidence to step up and take that free kick with. And then De Rossi, the captain there.
Dino getting in the way of the cross, but giving straight back to Manolas. Meanwhile, back at Di Marassi, it's now 2-0 for Napoli. Lorenzo Insigne continues to add to his historic campaign as he scores his 18th of this season, and what a goal that is. Both absolute gems from Napoli.
Lorenzo Insigne. Now we're just waiting for Callejon. You have Mertens have scored. Insigne has scored. You're waiting for Callejon. The MIC about to drop the mic on this season for Napoli, but man, they are so much fun to watch. What a great team. What a great attacking side.
Here's a Raja Nainggolan. He's driving away from goal. Napoli have already set club records for points coming into this round with 83 and goals now on 92.
And this great attacking side, the way they play from the midfield up. You wouldn't expect the Mertens, Insigne, and Callejon to be so dangerous, but in that system that Sarri plays, he sets them free. They're short, they're fast, they're quick, and they can finish.
He's the only player who is unavailable for Luciano Spalletti today. Alessandro Florenzi, still recovering from that ACL setback.
Still the greatest goal celebration in the history of the Serie A.
On Fernona at the Serie Stadium.
It was the best goal celebration in the history of Serie A right there.
I've got another candidate. I'll tell you about it in a moment.
Okay.
Final minute of first half regulation. It's Miguel Veloso. Palladino. Pellegrini. Settles it. Pellegrini fires. It's well off the mark.
I think I know you're going with the other candidate. I think so.
Going with Big Mac Macarone, who scored for Empoli last season and ran to the touchline and took a swig of beer in the middle of the match.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking, but that's definitely a top 3. Yeah, I like that. I like that one.
2 minutes added on.
I was thinking since we're about to honor Totti,
selfie.
Although it might have been selfie, but was that might have been a Coppa Italia game against Lazio, I think. I don't remember exactly, but now that you mentioned, yeah, nothing wrong. The Macaroni one was special too. Yeah, I like that.
Shaarawy. This is for Mario Rui. It's a poor pass for De Rossi, who ran it down. Lazovic. And the foul has gone against Roma. Mario Rui, the guilty party. Forced into the game in the 18th minute after the injury to Emerson.
He definitely steps on Lazovic's foot there. Haven't seen any yellow cards in this first half. For the most part, it's been pretty clean. Obviously, we had one or two challenges. Probably should have been a penalty and a yellow card on Gentiletti for tackling Dzeko from behind in the area, but other than that, it's been a pretty clean match.
Offside flag was up against Pellegrini. Final minute of the two added on. Roma 1, Genoa 1. A draw would not be enough as things stand with Napoli leading 2-0 at the Marassi. Rudiger. Strootman. Turning through looking for Edin Dzeko. It's Gentiletti who gets it away. Maybe one last chance to counter for Palladino. Taken away by Rudiger. Strong cross driven to the heart of the area. Looking for El Shaarawy. Throw in for Genoa.
And Dzeko looking back at Rudiger, but it was really the only play he had to send in that cross.
And that will do it for a tense opening half of football. Totti waiting his turn in the second half. It's Roma 1, Genoa 1. The 16-year-old Pietro Pellegrini scored the opener after 3 minutes. Dzeko, the current capocannoniere, scored the equalizer in the 10th. They had a penalty appeal denied. Stay with us. Olimpico for the start of the second half. Roma 1, Genoa 1. After Pietro Pellegrini's full debut, Serie A debut goal. 3 minutes in, Edin Dzeko's equalizer. 10 minutes in, and Francescototti having a quick chat with Spalletti as he awaits what will be his final appearance in a Roma shirt.
I think it's very important for Roma here in this second half to get 2 or 3 goals very quickly, put this game away as soon as possible so that Totti can come on and have time to play warm up and have an influence and give the people a show in his final game with Roma. They wanted to do that in the first half. It didn't quite work out. A couple of missed opportunities. Let's see how strong they come out here in the second half. They can put Genoa away early, get maybe 2 or 3 goals in the first maybe 15-20 minutes. Then the Totti show really starts to fire up.
In thoughts of Giorgi Metellus, I'm Andres Cordero. It is the final day of the Serie A season, and over at the Marassi, the goals by Dries Mertens and Lorenzo Insigne, 2 gorgeous goals for Napoli, have the Partenope currently in second place ahead of Roma. But a single goal would reverse that, and Roma would take over second. Tagliavento gets the second half underway with Genoa moving from right to left, level with a goal apiece after the first 45. Alongside Giorgi Metellus, Andre Cordero. No changes from either manager for the start of the second half. Spalletti forced to use 1 substitution in the 18th minute as Mario Rui replaced the injured Emerson. Here's Gentiletti. Ezequiel Munoz. And roll it all the way back to Lamana with pressure from Edin Dzeko. Lamana has a long way to cover.
And also to note, after the first 45 minutes, no yellow cards as well, so it's been a pretty clean match so far.
Meanwhile, there are the images as the second half underway at the Marassi. Sampdoria 0, Napoli 2. Mertens scored his 28th of the season in the 36th minute. 8 minutes later, Lorenzo Insigne doubled the lead with his 18th. Both career highs for the 2 players thriving under Maurizio Sarri. Here's Salah for Strootman. Dzeko, good movement from Roma. He expected El Shaarawy behind him.
El Shaarawy cutting inside toward the penalty spot. And Dzeko expecting him to go wide, so he leaves the ball for him. If Shaarawy just kept his line, if you will.
Well, there's going to be some ugly crying at the Stadio Olimpico.
It was a little bit before this match started, yeah.
And the rumors before kickoff was that Totti would be introduced in the 55th minute. You know, Spalletti said that he would play a big chunk of the match.
Spalletti would feel a little more comfortable putting him in the game if they have a couple of goals.
No foul in the view of Tagliavento. It's won back by Genoa with Lazovic.
Goal advantage, I should say.
Beyond the reach of Pellegrini. This is Strootman. Rudiger. Strong from Raja Nainggolan. Space to run into for Raja. Turn it through for Edin Dzeko. Dzeko trying to fend off the challenge from Biraski, and it's won back by Gentiletti.
Dzeko is holding the ball a little bit too long there. Maybe he couldn't get his body in turn to one-time that shot.
Crossed in by Rui. Just wide by Dzeko. He wanted the corner kick. He's not going to get it. Goal kick for Lamana.
Would have been a spectacular goal there if he was able to get it off of that back heel. And great work there by Raja Nangalan, using his body to get in between the ball and the defender, making that turn. Dzeko just couldn't control it. His jersey was being pulled as well. We saw in the first half, he was brought down in the area by Gentiletti with hands all over his back and shoulders brought down. That time his jersey was being pulled. So unfortunately for Edin Dzeko, the whistle not going his way in terms of home field advantage in this final game of the Serie A season.
Dzeko might have had a point there, by the way. It did look as though the ball skimmed off of Ezequiel Munoz, but not spotted by Tagliavento. With the additional referees behind the goal. El Shaarawy. Able to beat Miguel Veloso, but also from El Shaarawy is De Rossi cleans up. Fazio to Manolas. Scooped into the area. Dzeko. Able to latch on Ezequiel Munoz. Right alongside with Biraski.
Dzeko almost getting a boot to this. He has been nearly unmarkable for Roma in this match. Genoa just do not have a solution for Edin Dzeko.
Watch an angle and taken down by Kofi. Free kick coming up for Roma.
So every time Nangolan touches the ball, or almost every time he touches the ball, seemingly every time he touches the ball, something positive happens going forward for Roma. This time a set piece. We saw him thread that pass through to Dzeko. Couldn't get the shot off, but still, the more touches he gets, the more positive Roma looks going forward in attack.
There's De Rossi set to deliver. And substitution is Palladino is taken off. And first sub made by Ivan Judic. It's Nikola Ninkovic who steps in. The same spot, left side attacking midfielder. De Rossi toward the penalty spot, knotted away by Miguel Veloso. Out the other side, it's El Shaarawy. Ole. Crowded 18, El Shaarawy just getting away from the little Pharaoh. And the goal kick for Lamana.
And we've seen early in the second half, El Shaarawy pinching in toward the middle of the pitch. Oh, great spin move there to get around Isaac Coffey. El Shaarawy just needs to stay a little bit wider. If he pinches in too much, he gets into Dzeko's space, and that will kind of constrict Dzeko's chances, constrict the space that he needs to score. El Shaarawy playing wider is much more dangerous.
El Shaarawy calls the foul. 5 minutes gone in the second half. Here's Dzeko. Lazovic. Only getting it as far as De Rossi. Once again, it's a future captain. Strootman from the edge of the area. Tried to find Nangolan with his first touch. Blasted forward by Lazovic for Hiljemark. Hesitation from Oscar Hiljemark. It's a good ball into the area for Ninkovic, and Rudiger puts out the fire. Veloso. Ninkovic, the newcomer, trying his luck from distance. It's a bit too central.
Good play by Ninkovic, really his first significant touch of the match, and long-range effort. He had the space. Go ahead and test Chesney in goal, see what happens. So well done by Ninkovic there.
Nangolan. Options to cross into. Looping ball that does land in the area. Dzeko. Touch to De Rossi. It's Pellegrini who wins it. Goes back for Roma. There's Pellegrini. There's Ninkovic on the near side. The run of Hiljemark into the area. Manolas closes the angle. Well, we do have news from the Marassi as Marek Hamšík has just scored to make it 3 for Napoli. Sampdoria have pulled one back via Fabio Quagliarella, but we'll stay right here as Francesco Totti about to make his introduction for the very last time in a Roma shirt. Corner kick for Genoa. This is Diego Lizalt. Played short with Ninkovic. Shaarawy to bite. Delivered to the edge of the area. There's Fazio into the 6. Vidaski. And down by Manolas. Back by Nainggolan. Now El Shaarawy.
Question is, from a tactical perspective, who does Totti come in for? That will be the question. Obviously, we'll get the answer very soon here.
Here's Troppi. De Rossi. Manolas. Dzeko reaches out for it. Rather, Strootman does to the path of Nainggolan. And the substitution about to be made. Mohamed Salah will be sacrificed as Francescototti takes the pitch at the Stadio Olimpico for the last time in his illustrious career. His debut 24 years ago in March of 1993. The 2001 Scudetto winner, the 2006 World Cup winner. 786th appearance in a Roma shirt.
Wow.
And he's got 307 goals in all competitions for the Giallorossi. Totti Day. Now officially Totti Day, with the captain wearing the armband. De Rossi. And then Dzeko. Trying to square the ball in. It was at last touched by Genoa defense. Corner kick upcoming for the Giallorossi.
You can best believe that everybody in the Stadio Olimpico, they want Totti to score in this match. Every touch he gets, you're going to hear a roar from the crowd.
And if Totti scores the winner.
Oh,
Swung into the area. Manolas is there. Other side is Strootman. Crossed in by the Dutch international. Intended for Fazio. El Shaarawy. Spot by Gentiletti. Assistance from El Shaarawy. The offside flag had gone up. Genoa get a goal kick. Well, meanwhile, over at the Marassi, there were 2 goals scored that we have not showed you as of yet. It was already 2-0 up to Napoli with Mertens and Insigne scoring. Then Marek Hamšík, the captain, matches his career high with his 12th Serie A goal of the season. Diving header from close range inside of the small area. That made it 3-0. And then back the other way, Sampdoria would pull one back via Fabio Quagliarella. This is another look at the goal with these Mertens involved once more. Jose Callejon nods it down for Hamšík. And that's number 12 for the captain.
yep, the MIC getting touches on the ball going forward for Napoli. But Quagliarella and Sampdoria respond. Awkward goal, but still goes over the line. Counts nevertheless.
So 3-1 is Napoli in second place. Substitution, the second for Genoa. Ivan Juric calling on Danilo Cataldi, who joined in the January transfer window from Lazio. Cataldi was sent off in the Derby della Capitale after a little altercation with Kevin Strootman. Now he lines up against Strootman once more. Djukovic. There's Luxalt. Swung into the area. Fazio there to deal with the danger. Back for Chesney. Fazio.
It looks like from a tactical standpoint, Totti in the middle, I should say, he's going to make Raja Nainggolan go out wide to the right. He can certainly play that role. He's a fast player, very good with crosses as well.
No touch. Totti. Upended. A challenge from Pellegrini. Here's the teenager, Pellegrini. Into the middle, Manolas. Runs it down for Strootman. Yaski stepping forward. Fouls El Shaarawy. Free kick for Roma. So one sub left for Spalletti. One substitution left for Ivan Juric. And there's that touch from Il Bimbo d'Oro, the golden boy. Il Re di Roma, the king of Roma. His place in Roman folklore safely assured.
That was his wife Lady Blasi. I think that was his wife that had a double check there, but
Rossi trying to find Dzeko. Exalt. Ninkovic. It's a smart flick for Diego Exalt with a quick Rudiger. Able to get there ahead of the Uruguayan.
No foul there. Laxalt asking for a foul. Thought maybe Rudiger got a hand on him there, but that was a clear play for Rudiger. Well done defensively.
Fazio. Totti. Strootman has El Shaarawy working against Biraski. Dzeko waiting in the middle. Biraski, a nicely timed tackle. It's chased down by Lazovic.
Totti's deeper midfield there.
Strootman into the middle for the run of it in Dzeko. And it's Pellegrini. Lazovic cutting inside of Mario Rui.
Morphed into this kind of 4-3-2-1 with Totti in the middle. Shaarawy in. Nainggolan playing in behind Edin Dzeko.
They're ahead of Ninkovic. Ninkovic in the middle with options to his left. Still Exalto runs it down. Approaching the hour mark at the Stadio Olimpico. Roma need a goal to reclaim second place. Ninkovic against Raja Nainggolan. Ninkovic try his luck. Ooh, it's a little wide of Chesney's goal.
It's the second time that Ninkovic has had a little bit of space and has shown the confidence to blast it toward the goal of Chesney. We'll have to close down on him pretty quickly here, because the third time might be the charm for Ninkovic. We'll see what happens, but when we approach the hour mark, you can just feel the anticipation brewing. The fans are getting more and more anxious and nervous. Let's see if Totti can get that magical touch that'll help Roma win this match.
Manolas here to collect. Totti. Strong forward for Edin Dzeko. He's on side, Dzeko. The flag came up. I guess not. And Dzeko back on his feet against Gentiletti. El Shaarawy in the middle. Totti. Blocked immediately. Rudiger recovers. Here's Totti again. Finds Strootman. Swung in toward the penalty spot. Dzeko. Rudiger chasing it down. Punched away by Lamana. And Exalt gets it out of the area. Off the back of the number 10. Tagliavento has brought a stop to the proceedings here. There's a player down near the post.
Like just Gentiletti who... Ooh, yeah, Gentiletti.
Santi Gentiletti, the former Lazio man, who was in the form of thorn in the side of Roma's number 9 in Dzeko all day. He's slow to get up. So this summer transfer window from Lazio, Gentiletti.
I think the number one reason why Roma want...
Stick around as we will follow the images following the conclusion of this contest as Totti will be serenaded at the Stadio Olimpico. And we will stay with those images following the conclusion of this.
I think the main reason why Roma want the fans want a player to go down in the area and a penalty called so that Totti can step up and finish it and score there.
Legs out. Looks a confident player, by the way, Pietro Pellegrini, at just 16 years old, making his first Serie A start.
Imagine that in your first Serie A start, what, 3 minutes in, you score your first Serie A goal. I mean, that's got to be a thrill of a lifetime for the young man, and he's only 16, so he's got a lot of football ahead of him. He can just keep his, as they say, keep his head on straight, stay humble, stay focused, work hard, and take in some good coaching. He's got an excellent future.
Here's Fazio. Strobel. Rudiger. Whatever happens at the Marassi, for Roma, 1 goal is the difference between second and third. They have the tiebreak over the Partenope. All they need to do is win to secure second and a spot in the Champions League group stage. Strobel. Rudiger. Not too many balls on the pitch at the moment, though. Quickly swung out, no need for an interruption. Fazio. Nothing to play for Genoa. They're just trying to play the spoiler role on Totti Day. Even in professional pride, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Rudiger. There's Totti in traffic. Crossed in looking for Dzeko. Roma monopolizing possession. Rajanaigolan denied by Kofi. Looking back, Rudiger. Totti. Blocked by Lexalt.
Pace is slowed down a little bit in this game. That's not how Roma want to play. It's allowing Genoa to get back, provide a little bit of shape for their defense, provide a little bit of organization for their defense. And Roma is finding it hard to break down that defense. And for Totti, it's difficult for him to get into space and get some touches there, try to influence the attack going forward. So I think Roma want to speed this game up a little bit.
Center there is Monchi, the new sporting director, former Sevilla man. Well, over at the Marassi, it's now 4-1 Napoli, and to complete the set, Jose Callejon is on the board. So Mertens, Insigne, Hamsik, and now Callejon, the Spaniard, gets his.
It's a great goal there by Callejon, the volley. So you had the MIC. Napoli dropping the mic on Sampdoria right now. Mertens, Insigne, and Callejon scoring.
Napoli coming into the game with a Serie A high and club record 90 goals. They're now at 94. Here's Nainggolan. We'll get there.
Napoli, you're talking about one of the most entertaining teams in European club football. They easily are top 5. You're talking about Real Madrid, Barcelona, Monaco, Napoli, Roma. Just to name a few. Maybe Bayern is in the mix there as well. They are so much fun to watch, and they score goals for fun.
A reminder of the live table and the reminder that Roma only depend on themselves. A win, and it's theirs. Second place. Totti. Scooped for Strobel as El Shaarawy wide. Strobel! Just wide from the Dutchman.
Kevin Strootman. In the first half, it was his passing that stood out. The second half here, it's been his hard work in attack and defensively as well. This is a well-taken effort. It just sails wide. And Roma are so much more dangerous, so much more effective when he's on the pitch. Remember, he's had all kind of injury issues in his time at Roma, but when he is healthy, Roma look absolutely unbeatable. I know it's not working out too well so far in this match, but he is fantastic.
It's Manolas in the middle. Totti, quickly to Strobel. He's out. Totti's won it back. Kofi putting on the defensive shift as well. Now Rajanaigolan just get away from him and into the path of Bidaschi. does come up against Pellegrini. He was well offside.
I know Pellegrini was thinking, this is too good. That flag had stayed down.
Genoa's last win against Roma was back on the final day of the 2013-2014 season. It's 1-0 winner by Ioannis Fetfatsidis and Rudy Garcia's first season in Rome. Since then, the Grifoni were shut out in 4 out of 5 coming into this one. All 5 were Roma wins. El Shaarawy! It's tipped over by Lamanna.
What a fantastic save by Lamanna. Excellent header by El Shaarawy, and guess who's on? The man that provides the service, the great one in Capitano, Francescototti, puts it beautifully for El Shaarawy. Might not run as much as he used to, but he is definitely still got the touch and places it perfectly for El Shaarawy.
Now Diego Perotti ready to check in, and he'll replace El Shaarawy. So this is a rarity, but Spalletti has Dzeko, Totti, and Perotti all on the pitch at the same time.
A little more, because of the pace is slowed down. I think Perotti is a player who can hold the possession, pick out a pass a little bit better than El Shaarawy.
And final substitution for both managers as Spalletti brings on Perotti and Ali Ncham, who will check in to replace Pellegrini. What a debut for the youngster.
And he can hold his head up high. A goal in the Stadio Olimpico on the final day of the season on Francescototti Day. It's a memory he will have forever.
There's Totti. And they'll drive it outside of the area for Strootman. Rui sends it back. And on by Nainggolan. Rudiger backtracking, plucked out of the sky by Lamanna.
Any contact on the goalkeeper in the 6-yard box is going to go the way in favor. Anytime there's a whistle for contact in the 6-yard box is going to go in favor of the goalkeeper.
Ordering a retake and goal kick. "20 minutes left in Roma's season. 20 minutes to get a goal and would send them into the Champions League group stage." That was last touch by Perotti. Veloso. Lazio. Ncham the last to touch it. Ali Ncham was on loan from Manchester City, just 21 years old, the Frenchman. Making his 20th appearance in Serie. Is fouled. Free kick for Roma. Not just the pace of the game, George, but the fact that Roma are getting a lot of possession close to Lamanna's goal means that Diego Perotti better equipped at breaking down at a low block. Perhaps in El Shaarawy or Salah. De Rossi. Nainggolan. Squeezes it through for Edin Dzeko, trying to find the angle. And it's touched away by Munoz.
And there's Perotti in the middle right there, just waiting for that service from Dzeko. El Shaarawy would not have been able to carve out that little bit of space. I wonder what's going on in the mind of Francescototti. Every time he touches the ball, the crowd goes crazy.
Totti's delivery to the edge of the 6-yard box. Ninkovic, who touches it away.
Great in-swinger by Totti. Unfortunately for Roma, no one was able to finish it, but
off the head of the Zalt. Ninkovic. Forward for Ncham. Switches on if he can spot Lazovic. It's 2 against 3. Here's Ali Ncham. Zalt's inside of the area. Ncham trying to make up his mind. Kofi. Biaski involved in the attack. Genoa looking for the winner. It's well off target from Biaski.
Yeah, well done by Roma to get back defensively. It looked like Ncham would break through. Able to get enough numbers back, outnumber Genoa attackers, Roma defenders. It was like 5-2-3 at one point. Cut off all the angles, and Ncham had to play it back outside to his teammates, and eventually leading to a shot that Szczesny didn't have anything to worry about. So well done by Roma's defense. Szczesny not having to be too concerned on that counterattack.
Perotti. Strootman. Antonio Rudiger. Kostas Manolas surveying his options. Manolas for Perotti. De Rossi. That's a good ball for Manolas, and it just gets away from the center back, streaking into the area. His first touch took him away from the angle.
Yeah, that was the key right there. That first touch taking him away from the goal. But well worked up the middle of the attack, through the middle of the Genoa defense.
Strootman delivered for Dzeko. It falls for Dzeko. Squared back to Rossi. And it's Roma in front with just over a quarter of an hour left. De Rossi has put the Giallorossi up. Roma 2, Genoa 1.
Big old smile on Francescototti's face. And on a day to remember and celebrate one great Roman player, it's another great Roman player that gives Roma the lead. Totti is happy. Everyone in the stadium is happy. And they finally get the go-ahead goal that they so rightly deserved. And why not give it to Daniele De Rossi, who has been a fabulous soldier, a fabulous player for Roma. And it's Edin Dzeko. Look at the touch to control it there. Brilliant. De Rossi in the right place at the right time. Maybe he should have left him for Totti, but he's just going with instincts there, and he finishes strong.
Well, on Totti Day, it's the forgotten captain of Roma, who was out of contract on June 30th, who has just scored the goal that could well send Roma to their target and send Totti off with a smile on his face. Daniele De Rossi, his fourth goal of the season, and what a crucial goal it is. Capitan Futuro. Making a big impact in the present.
Yeah, they have to keep Daniele De Rossi here at the Stadio Olimpico, moving to a new stadium pretty soon as well. De Rossi loves the club. When you have players like that who are still effective, still can play well, you have to keep them.
Look at the grin on Florenzi's face.
An emotional goal, and still 15 minutes left, still time for Totti to get his goal. And I have to say this, if Totti gets a goal, the structural integrity of the Stadio Olimpico will be in serious doubt, because they could tear it down. The chaos and the madness and the joy Totti's goal would bring.
Here's Incham. Manolas. Dispossessed the youngster. Linkovic. Poor touch by Miguel Veloso, who's giving it away to Strootman. Dzeko. De Rossi. To Totti. De Rossi made his Roma debut in 2001.
2001. Those two. De Rossi and Totti.
Pellegrini was born.
Yeah. He could be Pellegrini's father as well. Those two. How often do you see that? That's rare. One player with over 20 years of service for a club, and then you have the player that's come in pretty much right behind him, over 15 years of service to one club. You just don't see that at all. Something special in Roma with Daniele De Rossi and Francescototti.
A monumental goal for De Rossi. And as things stand, the would-be winner. Trying to play from memory, might have misremembered, and it's still in Roma's possession. Here's Manolas. Fazio. Roma just trying to take a little air out of the ball. Game of keep away now in the Roma half.
It looks like they're going to try to bait Genoa. You can see Genoa trying to slowly creep up, playing higher and higher, bait Genoa, try to play something in and behind them, get a third goal here, and put second place to bed in the Serie A.
Fazio. All the way back to Szczesny. They're daring Genoa to come look for it.
Right behind Manolas. There's Rudiger being bold on the right side.
The bounce on the ball.
Il Papa, Francescototti. Certainly more, maybe he's more popular in Rome.
A gladiator, a king, a golden boy, but the Pope.
Yeah. The Vatican's not too far away from Stadio Olimpico, so not too far of a stretch.
Kofi. Biaski. Lazovic tried to play it down the line, won back by Mario Rui, who promptly gives it back to Biaski. Ezequiel Munoz. Minkovic. Miguel Veloso. Zalt's working against Antonio Rudiger. And Chan making a run into the heart of the area. Delivered into the six! And it's Lazovic who's pulled Genoa level, breaking Roman hearts at the Stadio Olimpico. Roma 2, Genoa 2. Darko Lazovic hits the equalizer, and that fires Napoli back into second place.
Unbelievable. Laxalt. I did not think he was going to be able to get this cross off with Rudiger right on his tail, but he was able to do so. Szczesny looks like he misreads the flight of the ball, maybe should have put a hand to it. Whatever the case, Lazovic is unmarked and he's able to finish it. Totti knows he's not too concerned. He's seen so many matches. He knows that Roma can come back here. Nothing like some serious drama in Italy where opera was created. Unbelievable turn of events here in the Stadio Olimpico.
Second goal of the season for Darko Lazovic. What a moment to pick it out. Knotted down for Raja Nainggolan from Čeko. Ninkovic back the other way. Strootman stepping forward. Now Rudiger. Nainggolan. Just about 10 minutes left in Roma's season. Manolas. Kevin Strootman floated forward. Too heavy a touch for Raja Nainggolan. It's Gentiletti. Scoop toward Ninkovic. Ninkovic past De Rossi.
Hopefully what I'm about to say doesn't jinx it for Roma fans, but maybe this is just setting up for a Totti late game winner. For him to go out in style. We shall see.
2 minutes to be the hero one last time.
Absolutely.
Also, Gentiletti. Stopped by Edin Dzeko. Chan got the touch, but he was last to touch it, so it's Roma's throw-in. Late drama. And it has been a terrific Serie A season.
Still have relegation battle to worry about as well between Empoli and Crotone.
Part of Multicalcio later today, 2:45 p.m. Eastern. Remaining matches closing out.
What a fun season it has been in Italy in the Serie A.
Fazio. Dzeko. It's Biaski now, back the other way. Chan. Chipped over the top for Lazovic.
Oh.
There's no one in front. Lazovic looking for his second. Lazovic into the area. Szczesny out to meet him. Lazovic off the post. Szczesny scrambling back. Veloso, an empty net.
Oh.
Italian Cham. And Roma breathe a sigh of relief.
Now Genoa doing to Roma what Roma did to Genoa in the first half. Balls long and catching them. That back line playing high and then bursting in behind them, making the right pass.
Totti. Raja Nainggolan. who did look for the run of Diego Perotti. The Argentine.
Oh, that's a smart run there through the middle by Diego Perotti. Well done by Totti to send Nainggolan down that right side. Looked like Lazovic tried to trip the keeper. Just missed it. Oh. See, the struggle is real. That's what it's looking like for Roma fans in this stadium.
Strootman, Perotti, back to Mario Rui. Manolas. Unable to find Nainggolan that time, and here comes Genoa once more. This time with Danilo Cataldi. Lazovic. Trying to split two defenders, one back by Mario Rui. There's Perotti. Hesitation move from Diego Perotti to get past his marker. Rossi. Francescototti. And Strootman took a glance at the run of Edin Dzeko, and it won't get there. And legacalcio comes off with Napoli up 4-1, 7 minutes left to play at the Marassi, but whatever happens there, it doesn't look like Sampa's coming back, so Roma need one goal to climb back into second place.
When we talk about captains with De Rossi and Totti, well, legacalcio.
Flicked on Dzeko, it's Totti, just touched away by Ezequiel Munoz.
That was the moment Roma fans were waiting for. To see Totti burst through, great header down by Dzeko.
He gets the touch, How big is he been today, the former Lazio man?
That would have been massive for Totti.
Totti, outswinger toward the penalty spot, knotted down and wide of Lamana's goal.
Totti, his services on the corners have been excellent. It's just that the Roma players haven't been able to, his teammates haven't been able to finish him. He's still got the swerve on those corners.
Antonio Rudiger, on back by Exalts. It's Ninkovic, he's his pocket picked by Rudiger. Nainggolan, freight train running at Santi Gentiletti. There's Strootman. The Belgian Nainggolan. Touches it back, Strootman applying the pressure. Exalt finding a pocket of space on the near side, and challenge supports. Fazio scrambling back, it's Diego Exalt. Manolas in a foot race, Exalt square ball in. And it's Mario Rui gets an important touch as Lazovic unmarked on the other side.
Oh, they caught, it's that same channel, that left side, left middle channel of the Genoa attack, that space left open by Rudiger going forward, and Laxalt, quick turnover, quick passing, and Laxalt able to take advantage of it. Almost a go-ahead goal for Genoa.
Miguel Veloso's delivery, the outswinger, dealt with by Fazio. Lazovic, the villain around these parts today.
For sure. Immediately after the game, they'll have to go back to the city of Genoa to relax. He won't be able to go out or get any dinner in Rome for a while.
By Fazio. There's Cataldi. Cataldi from distance. And trouble with Chesney. It's a Roma side that have not won at the Stadio Olimpico since January of 1990. And it was more than 3 years before Totti's debut. Have gone 14 games unbeaten against Genoa at the Olimpico, but a draw would not do today. They need all 3 points.
You had the feeling the way Napoli has been playing, you knew they were going to beat Sampdoria. I mean, obviously we're saying it now in hindsight, but they were clearly the favorites in that match. Many people thought Roma would do the same against Genoa, but remember, their reverse fixture we spoke about in the first half at the Marassi was only a 1-0 game, so Genoa can play Roma very tough.
1-0 courtesy of an own goal by Izzo.
Exactly.
Strootman winning it back for Roma. Has Perotti in support. Chip forward for Strootman. working against Munoz. It's Munoz who comes away with possession. Cataldi. Lazovic. 2.5 minutes left in the 90. Chan. Ninkovic. Rudiger. Square ball in. De Rossi just touching it away.
De Rossi, obviously the goal, but the work he's done defensively, tracking back, has been superb.
Strootman. All three subs exhausted by both managers. These are the 22 players that would finish this match, that would finish this season. Down by Strootman, but straight onto the chest of Lexalt.
It looks like the way the Roma are playing, or at least the way Genoa is responding to how Roma is playing, everything is clogged in the middle. And take out Salah and Sharawi, missing that wide play.
Delivered by Mario Rui, flicked on for Fazio from Dzeko, who goes to ground on the challenge from Munoz. And he hasn't given it.
Oh.
Offside. Dzeko?
I think Fazio is the one offside.
It is Fazio. He was out in front of Munoz.
He was asking for the penalty.
He thought they had it.
Yep. Because everybody in the stadium knows who's going to take the penalty.
The realization sets in.
Yep.
Final minute of the 90. Roma need a goal to leapfrog Napoli in this second. Angled and wrestled to the ground by Lexalt. Free kick for the Giallorossi. An emotional roller coaster for these Roma fans. The Stadio Olimpico and across the world. Fazio flicked on. Dzeko gets there. Penalty! Penalty fires Roma in front in the 90th minute on the last day of the season. Diego Perotti makes it Roma 3, Genoa 2.
What a substitution by Luciano Spalletti. The game winner on Totti Day. Diego Perotti. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be at the Stadio Olimpico right now in the madness in the stands. And his big Eddie Dzeko gets onto the end of the header. Leaves it for Perotti. Oh, what a finale to the Serie A season. It has been magnificent.
4 minutes added on. That is a lifetime the way this game has gone.
Yes.
We'll play until at least the end of the 94th. Diego Perotti, the would-be winner. Roma, who has scored the second most goals from set pieces of anyone in Serie A. 9 goal lines delivery. It's flicked on by Dzeko. And it's Diego Perotti from close distance that may have just fired Roma into the Champions League group stages.
Yep, this is a goal. There are two headers that lead to this goal. The first one off the service of Nangolan, I believe it was Fazio. Then Dzeko heads it down for Perotti, and Perotti finishes it. So Spalletti had to run over and celebrate as well.
Spalletti looking like he's trying to jog off a heart attack.
Yeah, he was stressed for sure. And in the end, it's always about Roma, Genoa. They were brave spoilers in this one. And as you said, there's still time left for an equalizer. You never know.
To add more drama, it's a former Genoa player, Diego Perotti, who joined Roma from Genoa on loan.
Wow.
They made that move permanent for €9 million. And in the 90th minute, scores the would-be game winner.
And forget not celebrating against your former team on Totti Day. You got to let it out, let it loose.
Not that it matters, but Ricky Alvarez has pulled one back for Sampdoria. He's still up 4-2 at the Manassi. And half of the 4 minutes have evaporated here before kickoff. Tagliavento suggesting there will be 4 additional minutes, which means we could play into the 96th. Perotti picks up the yellow card for his celebration. After removing his shirt, he won't care.
Yeah, that's a stupid rule anyway. The man scores an important goal, you give him a yellow for taking off the shirt. It's a dumb move.
No time to relax for Roma. Here's Ninkovic. Curlings out, loses it under his feet. Rudiger. Nice touch by Lexalt. It's Chesney who will take his time to get this goal kick underway.
This is the way the season should finish. The dramatics of a game like this on a special day like this. I think the only thing that would have been better if it was Totti had scored that goal. But still, super exciting. Paredes is happy.
Dzeko, by the way, gets his 8th assist on that goal. Gentiletti as he takes Dzeko down. Free kick for Roma as we enter the 94th minute.
Now see, Perotti gets a yellow card for taking off a shirt. Gentiletti just basically bulldozed Dzeko from the back, and he's not going to get a card. That's absolutely, yeah, exactly. It's just ridiculous, right? That's at least a yellow card.
Well, it has gone final at Di Marassi. The final score, Sampdoria 2, Napoli 4, and that means that Dzeko is the capocannoniere for now.
Belotti scores like 5 goals.
Ahead of Dries Mertens by 1.
Belotti will need to score at least 5 goals in order to win it outright. 4. He scores 4, he will tie with Dzeko.
De Rossi. Dzeko with his back to goal is chopped down immediately again by Gentiletti. And again a free kick for Roma. And again Tagliavento keeping the card in his pocket.
This is borderline ridiculous right here. Tagliavento, he shouldn't be yelling at Dzeko. He needs to be yelling at Gentiletti for chopping him twice. That's a clear yellow. He should have been sent off when you talk about those 2 challenges just minutes of what, maybe seconds apart.
Maybe he doesn't commit the second if he's carded for the first, but in any case, he's getting away with it. And it was, by the way, Gentiletti who was pulling Edin Dzeko in the first half in a very legitimate penalty appeal for Roma that was not given.
That's right, yeah. Absolutely. Gentiletti is lucky with the center.
And Roma have to stay at peak concentration here down the final stretch, because conceding a goal would mean dropping right back down into 3rd place. Here's Totti.
That's a foul, too.
There's a push down. It's given as a throw-in for Genoa.
Some of the Roma fans have to be thinking, hey.
It's given as a foul as Totti is upended. Totti giving the linesman a look as if, do you know who I am?
Yeah, exactly. What happened to the home field advantage here, you know?
This will see the 96th minute expire. Totti. Runs a throw in for Roma. Nice touch by Lexalt. Totti. Past Lexalt, it's Francescototti. On a corner kick for Roma.
Oh, there's that guile.
He's determined to get the last touch of the game, isn't he?
Yes. He knew that the Genoa player had touched it, so instead of sending the cross, waste time in the corner.
And how fitting that the last touch of the match is Francescototti on his final appearance for Roma. And it's Roma who claims 2nd place with a 3-2 win over Genoa. The opening goal, courtesy of the debutant Pellegrini. Dzeko fired Roma level in the 10th minute. De Rossi put them in front in the 74th, only to see Lazovic equalize with 11 minutes left. And then Diego Perotti in the 90th minute sends Totti home with a smile on Totti Day.
Oh, an exhilarating match of Calcio Italiano here on beIN Sports at the Stadio Olimpico on the final game for Francescototti in that smooth Roma kit. He goes out a winner. And it was so much fun Unfortunately for Roma fans, they didn't get the Totti goal, but they got the victory. He was on the pitch for the victory, and that's the most important thing. Luciano Spalletti can breathe a sigh of relief as his team will be headed to the Champions League group stage next season. What a great way to finish the season, especially if you're a Roma fan.
Francesco Totti's 786th appearance for Roma is his final appearance for the Giallorossi, for his boyhood club. A plane flew above the Stadio Olimpico that read, "Grazie Capitano." Thank you, Captain. The choreography said Roma is, or rather Totti is Roma.
For a nation and a culture known for its architecture, its statues, you figure Totti is going to get one pretty soon, especially when that new stadium goes up. He meant so much to the club. He's a rare breed. Maybe him and Daniele De Rossi, the last of the modern footballers who will stay at one club for more than 15, approaching 20 plus years. A great tribute to Totti and a great victory for Roma today.
Second place was the target, and it's mission accomplished for Luciano Spalletti. Mission accomplished for Daniele De Rossi. What will the future hold for the so-called future captain? De Rossi, who scored to make it 2-1 Roma in the 74th. There's the Palota.
A lot of questions coming up for Roma over the summer, but right now it's time to celebrate Totti.
We will step aside for a quick commercial break, but we'll be back to show you the celebrations and the tribute to Francesco Totti here on BN Sports. Roma 3, Genoa 2. We're not done yet.
Welcome back to The Express, everybody. Terry Lee and George DiMattelis with you as we look at the tribute and the raw emotion that is overtaken the Stadio Olimpico right now as they celebrate 28 long years total with Roma for Francesco Totti, 25 with the senior team, and understandably not around the Olimpico and see all those crying fans in the stands, something that the fans are going to remember for the rest of their lives, and certainly he will as well.
Yeah, for sure. And there are going to be about another 1.5 million Romans who say, yeah, I was in Stadio Olimpico when Francesco Totti made his lap around the field there. They probably weren't, but still they feel the emotion, they feel the connection with Francesco Totti, and it's a great sight to see. But remember, he hasn't officially retired from football. He just said he's not going to play for Roma anymore. And to see him in any other uniform, it just would not be right. It would not be right. So hopefully there's talk that he might be part of the club directors and on the board, which he deserves that right to be. So we'll see. But there are people who grew up on Francesco Totti, kids who grew up, grown adults now, who grew up with Francesco Totti. So this is, it's a family member for a lot of them.
And that's a good point, George. There are people out there who have not known Roma without Totti.
Right.
He's been there since they were born.
Right.
And now he's gone. It's a little bit surreal at this point, and he's probably thinking the same thing right now. Well, one guy who's not going to forget this game and this moment is Tancredi Palmieri, who's been following Totti for his entire career. Tancredi, what an emotional day. What can you tell us about what you're feeling right now?
Buongiorno, guys. Well, I have to tell you, maybe it's not nice to show on TV, but I'm shivering at this moment. I'm really shivering. I've seen Francesco Totti crying. Now it's not like seeing Virgin Mary crying, but I have never seen him crying, not even for the World Cup, not even for the Scudetto. And that was the moment in which he was going to hug his kids when he couldn't keep the tears. It's absolutely incredible. The last time that it was so full with so much giallo-rosso color, the stadium was probably in 2001 when Roma won Scudetto. Now Francesco Totti is giving the lap of honor after receiving a celebrative number 10 from the president James Pallotta. There was the whole Roma team really emotional. We saw Florenzi pouring tears down. They did the parade for Francesco Totti. It's unbelievable. You said one thing that is very good. You said about it wasn't Roma on the geographical map of football in the history before Totti. It's true they were in the final of European Cup, but we never saw, honestly, people traveling to Rome to watch Roma, to watch Totti. Well, Totti, being a Roma, staying with Roma for his whole career, made the point not of bringing Roma around the world, but of pushing the world to come outside and come to Roma to visit Roma.
Thank you, Tancredi. Obviously, you're seeing the tears off of Totti, but also his fellow teammates, and also saw Spalletti wiping away a few tears as well. What was the relationship like between the player and coach in these last few months?
Well, I have to say it was very emotional, I have to say, also the moment when the team were announced before the game, and the second last name to be announced was Francesco Totti, and the Stadio Olimpico exploded. The very last name was the manager, Luciano Spalletti, and he was booed, and it's so strange because this second place for Luciano Spalletti is a kind of a miracle. Luciano Spalletti has been very firm in his all last months, making the point that Totti wasn't good enough, not even to play the last few minutes, and he resisted till the very last game. This probably means till the moment when the future of Roma was not belonging anymore to himself, but to the Roma players as well, because it is the known secret that from tomorrow Luciano Spalletti will join Inter. So this Champions League qualifying is something that is going in the benefit of the players of Roma, of what Francesco Totti would have been able to do. So he played Francesco Totti in the last 38 minutes. The result was still 1-1. Genoa was able to come back. I have to tell you, and now if you probably hear booing for a moment the stadium, it's because they just showed for a few seconds Luciano Spalletti, and all the fans were merciless with him, while instead Francesco Totti is taking the last applause of the Curva Nord. So Luciano Spalletti was stable in his intention till almost at the end, and then the last 38 minutes was like, I've done whatever, now it's up to Francesco Totti and it's up to those players. And they did it in the end, and it was absolutely dramatic. If Shakespeare could write a play about football, he might use this game.
Tancredi, it's your fratello George Di Mattelis here in the studio. I wanted to ask you, what is your best memory about Francesco Totti? What's your favorite memory about Francesco Totti's career?
Well, okay, thanks for putting me in trouble in this moment. I have to tell you, well, Francesco Totti got injured 3 months before the World Cup, okay? And I've never seen Italy winning the World Cup, and I was sure that it could be something unforgettable, and it was. And in a whatever normal situation, Francesco Totti or whatever other player could never make it after that injury, could never recover for the World Cup. And it was, what, 75 days? And he did it, and still it was such a difficult situation, because still there was all the calciopoli, all the scandal, all the odds against Italy. And that was another factor of Francesco Totti recovering in time for the World Cup. And it was a demonstration that things can happen in life if you believe. He believed in that. Italians believed in that. So that is also the legacy.
Thank you so much, Tancredi. Obviously a very emotional moment for everybody there in the Stadio Olimpico, and for you as well. Thank you so much for sharing your memories. We're going to talk to you in just a moment. We're going to take a quick break, step aside here, but the tribute goes on here at the Stadio Olimpico for Francesco Totti. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back with it in just a moment. Hey everybody, welcome back this afternoon as we are putting an end to the season for the Serie A, and Roma just defeating Genoa 3-2 to solidify second place. Spalletti's last game in charge. Dzeko with 29 goals and pretty much Capo Cannonieri by the end of the day. But all of that takes a back seat to the man that we just saw here, Francesco Totti, as he's being celebrated for an incredible career with Roma. And it is so emotional for him, for everybody that's in the stands, for our Tancredi Palmieri, who's been witnessing the season and the progress that Totti's made through his career as well. And it's an unusual day, isn't it, to say goodbye to such a legend.
May 28, 2017. That is a huge day in the history of the Rome Football Club. Associazione Calcio, Associazione Sportiva Roma, as I try to say it correctly there. But the Giallorossi, it's a huge day for them. But also, not only for Roma, but also for fans of Italian football as a whole, for that whole nation, because this is a man who won the World Cup. He's been the number 10 for a long time, but he's also represented the Azzurri in a classy manner. You don't hear Totti in any kind of scandals. You don't hear any Totti in any kind of negative light or any kind of negative news throughout his career. He's done it with a lot of class and dignity, and that's something that Italian fans, whether you like Inter, Milan, whatever team you like, Lazio, you can respect that, because he not only represented his club, his city, but he represented his nation and his national team with class and with dignity as well.
As he did. Let's send it back to Tancredi, who is pitch side here, taking in what has been an emotional day so far. Tancredi, there's been a lot of talk about what's next for Totti. He hasn't actually come out and said he's retiring. There's talk about if he's going to take a directorial role with the club or if he's going to join another club. What do you think? What's next for Totti?
Well, guys, maybe you in Miami could be prepared, because actually the best option that could come for Totti after this, it's exactly at Miami FC, trained by his longtime friend Alessandro Nesta. We know that Francesco Totti got an already signed contract as an executive for Roma. It's a 6 year contract, but in his statement 3 days ago, Francesco Totti was very clear, saying on Monday a new challenge is starting for me. Maybe just he didn't, we know that he didn't want to retire, and we know also that he didn't want that others would call the retire in his place. So maybe even if probably he's not fully fit for that, maybe he wants 1 year more just to stick it up on the face of people that said you have to retire. And there are two options at the moment on the table. Dubai with Diego Armando Maradona, but that is not really tempting Francesco Totti, and Miami FC Nesta is there. It is a project with Italian label, and it's probably could be just a nice last walk on the world of football for Francesco Totti, or otherwise he will just give a bit of suspense and then he will say, okay, I will become an executive for Roma. But in fairness, he wouldn't play obviously in another team in Italy. Unlikely would play in another team in Europe unless a big offer would come from a very big club, but it hasn't come, honestly. Only smallest club, it wouldn't make sense. And so really it's going to be or hanging the boots or having a walk in Miami, or having a football walk in Miami.
Yeah, and Tancredi, George and I can vouch for the weather here, so that might be a good move for him.
Yeah, and one thing for sure about if he comes to Miami, Tancredi, I know if he walks the streets of Rome, he will be mobbed. It'll be very difficult for him to live his life. But if he comes to Miami, he might not be recognized, so he'll be able to have a little more of a peaceful, calm life. That is for sure. Is he okay with playing NASL football, which is second division, still quality football? Is he okay with playing in the NASL for Alessandro Nesta, one of his teammates in the national team?
Yes, indeed. I mean, but that could be only, I would say, a nice goodbye to football, while the goodbye to the Stadio Olimpico is arriving now. Francesco Totti is completing his walk around his lap of honor around Stadio Olimpico. Here he comes in front of all his football, of all teammates. They are all waiting in the middle of the pitch for him. First, he's stopping with all the assistants, all the technical assistants, grabbing his son. That moment, I have to tell you, the moment where he went close to his kids, the moment where he hugged them, it was more than emotional. It was very hard to hold the tears back, because as I told you, never saw Francesco Totti crying, not in the moments of pain, not in the moments of joy, but probably when you are in such a milestone of your life, of your career, and you face the future after you, that those are the kids, your sons, well, you just relive again all your life, and that's why Totti became emotional. Now Totti walking towards all the Roma Football Club, or all the Associazione Sportiva Roma that is standing there and waiting for him. There is also Luciano Spalletti there, all of them with a big shirt number 10 that is lying on the pitch. You see Francesco Totti waving, giving the last goodbye also to the press box, to the Tribuna Montemario, to everybody. His kids are with them, the cameraman is with them, and then the pasillo, as they would call it in Spanish, the parade, the passeggiata, as would be in Italian. Totti standing there in the pitch, his kids with him. We'll see if there will be a speech. There is Captain Future, Daniele De Rossi, that is bringing a commemorative plate to him. He's there. Today he scored, Daniele De Rossi, and he just took the baton, took the torch for the future. De Rossi kissing the kids, it is very emotional, guys. Hugging the future, hugging what the present that today becomes the past. De Rossi, that is the other beating heart of Roma. It's hugging Francesco Totti. He's been waiting for a long time for becoming the captain of Roma, but in fairness, he never was pushing for that. He always said, for me, it has been an honor to be standing by the side of Francesco Totti, and I hope he will just last as long as he can. He's trying to forcing a smile, Francesco Totti. Everybody crying. Manolas crying. Daniele De Rossi trying to stay serious, trying not to break down in tears. Totti shaking the hand of Luciano Spalletti, and then going with all his teammates, Fazio, Salah, Rudiger, Florenzi, that is completely destroyed by tears, Stefan El Shaarawy as well.
Tancredi, thank you so much for your reporting, your live reporting there, and giving us the breakdown of exactly what we're seeing. George, are we ever going to see a man of this caliber, a player of this caliber again?
Of his caliber, probably, but with one club, no, probably not. It's going to be rare. Totti, what he means, it's not only just what he means to the club, but I mean, he's a Roman. That's his hometown. I mean, Messi came up through Barcelona, but he's not born in Barcelona. He's born in Argentina. This guy is born and raised in Rome, came through the Roman system. We'll see great players, but we will never see anyone like Totti, who 28 years with his hometown club, one shirt for the entire career. That probably will not happen again.
Yeah, certainly. As we see the images here.
Yeah,
man, this is
amazing.
Just an incredible, incredible experience for him. Obviously, he's going to speak to the crowd now, but you know what? We do have to head to a break. There's going to be more on the Extra tonight. Yeah. Right after, we still have Multicalcio coming up next here on beIN Sports, as Inter gets to close out their season against Udinese, and of course Empoli and Crotone are still fighting for safety. That's coming up straight ahead. Right. After that, it's all about the Extra. We have Andres Cordero, Gary Bailey, and Thomas Rongen, who are going to show you more from that tribute, possibly hearing the words from Francesco Totti, as well as he addresses the Stadio Olimpico, and of course just a round-off of the entire Serie weekend as well. So, we're going to send to break right now. Do not go anywhere. We are all about Serie Multicalcio when we return, and say goodbye to Francesco Totti and his Roma reign.